Track Record with your hosts Mike Shea and Robert Yetter. Brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
What's up, Internet? It's another episode of Track Record. My name is Mike Shea.
And I'm Robert Yetter.
And it's another week of us picking some of our indie favorites, stuff from Bandcamp and SoundCloud, and
it's the Cloud, man.
Trade. It's the SoundCloud. Oh, you're listening to music on my SoundCloud. And we're off to a great start. And so, yeah, we're picking some stuff that's a little off the beaten path, a little lesser known, stuff that you guys can get into, you know, on the ground floor and get there at the beginning of their careers and help support the lower tier artists and help them get up to be something bigger than what they are now.
Damn straight.
So last week we had some cool picks last week. We had the kind of goth synth group artist New Haunts. Mm-hmm. And yours, Robert, was I just drew a blank. Stella in the Clouds. Yes. Which is kind of a dream pop indie fusion.
Folk
sort of thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this week I think is still going to be a little off the beaten path from what we're used to. But I think it's going to be a good one. I got something that I had something else planned for today, and then I found something yesterday that I liked even more, and I thought I would talk about it instead. I have no idea what Robert has, so we want to remind you guys that every time we do one of these episodes, anything we find that also has a sound, if you follow us on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/eventident, we repost all of the stuff that we talk about on this show on SoundCloud, so you guys can find it there, and we'll also have links in the description of the episode so you can go online and stream it and purchase it yourself and really help these artists out. So we want to make sure you guys check those links, give this stuff a shot, and it's easier than ever to get new music these days, so definitely check that out.
Certainly is. The trick.
It is the trick.
Well, it's not really a trick, but the trick to being a nice person and a nice listener is to support the artists.
Yeah.
After you give them a listen. So we highly recommend that you give a little back. Got to support the local music, support indie music in any way possible.
Absolutely. Because they all have to start, even the big guys now, they all started out like these guys did. Just when they did it, there wasn't the internet. Everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah. So it's
even Lady Gaga started out playing
the
in bars.
Internet now. Again,
it is.
We divulge into the nuances of Bandcamp and SoundCloud and indie music in general.
Yeah,
and the fact that it's pretty saturated.
Yeah, we really went in depth with that last week. So when you're done listening to this episode, and if you missed last week's, go back and listen to the first 20 minutes. We really kind of delve into the indie music scene, as it were, in the internet age.
Yes, not that we know anything about it, but
no, nothing at all.
We had opinions, man.
Yeah. All right, Robert, I am curious to hear what you have in store for us this week.
All right. I have something that I discovered on SoundCloud. There's this handy tool where you can find stuff that has similar tags to what you've been listening to. And actually, I found this through looking through that list that they provided me. It was based off of the song Shaman by Stella in the Clouds. It led me to a band called Them Are Us Too. Now, it's an unorthodox name. Them Are Us Too. Excuse me. And they have on their SoundCloud, they have a featured single right now, and it's called Gray Water. And when I hit play on this song and I listened to it, was immediately drawn. It was like a magnet. Like, this is exactly the sound that I need in my life. It's it's categorized as dream pop and shoegaze kind of. It definitely is dream pop, and so we're kind of sticking, with that theme here. As with the last episode, of course, I found them through Stella and the Clouds, so it's only right. But this song is, it's going to be on an album coming up, releasing on June 29th through Deus Records. The album's called Amends. And again, it comes out June 29th. You can get that. You can pre-order it on Bandcamp. It's themrs2.bandcamp.com. You can also go to the Deus Records website for more information. They do have some earlier stuff on here. They have one earlier record that came out in 2015 called Remain. And this one is not as dark as the single Gray Water. It's a lot more synth poppy and a lot more dreamy, kind of more lighthearted, if you will. There's still a little bit of dark thrown in there, but the overall aesthetic is pretty light. And that's not the case with their next album, Amends. It judging by their first single, it's going to be super dark. What I want to touch on is just how simple yet affecting the production is. There's not a whole lot going on. Every instrument it's there for a reason. It has its specific part. They do a lot of great jobs panning, and the mix is great. But it just feels so crisp, and everything shines through so well. And the vocalist has kind of a not really a classically pop voice. She does do that very well, but she almost has an operatic style, which is very cool to hear, and you can hear that on Gray Water. I don't know that they will be making any music after Amends comes out, because Amends is kind of an album that was put together. One of the members has passed away, and so them putting this album out is, in honor of that person, and it sounds like it's going to be really, really good. And it's a shame. My heart goes out to this band, because they make very, very great music, and it's talent lost too soon. But the song that I featured on SoundCloud is Gray Water through the Deus Records SoundCloud, and I cannot recommend enough. It's are you familiar with Sky Ferreira?
I am, yeah.
So if you took kind of Sky Ferreira, that kind of aesthetic, but less less whiny, and with more a little bit a hint of the operatic vocal, that's kind of what you get here.
Okay.
With Them Are Us Too. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm listening to this Gray Water single right now, actually, while you're talking about it. This is some good stuff, man.
It just grabs you from the first note change. It's like, it's going to be dark.
Oh yeah.
It's like like an A minor to an E minor type thing. It's
This is haunting stuff. And then as I'm listening to it, I'm reading their story about the member of the band, Cash Askew, who passed away in 2016.
Yeah.
And it makes it all the more, I guess, creepy is the word I'm going to go with, like in a good way. Right. I don't mean like, ew, this is creepy, like, oh man, this is creepy. But yeah, no, this is really good. I'm really enjoying it. I want to hear the rest of this album.
Me too. I'm going to pre-order it. For sure.
Absolutely.
And you'll see what I mean. If you listen to the album called Remain from 2015, you'll see the kind of aesthetic difference between them. I use that word too much. Whatever.
What, the...
Aesthetic.
That's a good word.
Thank you, man.
It's a good word. I like that word.
Me too.
It's got the word ass in it.
Aw.
I
I thought we were going to be so clean from now on.
No. Yeah, okay.
I didn't even have to put the E on the last episode.
Right? No, you didn't, actually. Last week was good. That's about as dirty as I'm going to get today. I promise.
I'm not going to put it on this episode either.
No.
Ass is just... It's not a bad word.
No. It's an HBO word.
That's right. Well,
But yeah, man, this is really good. I like how simple the artwork is.
yeah.
The hand-drawn hands holding a flower, which actually is kind of reminiscent of the art from their first album, Remains.
Mm-hmm.
Or Remain, rather. It seems like a theme for the band. And even the profile picture for the band is them holding flowers. So there's a through line there. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot.
Hell yeah, buddy. It's good dark stuff here. You know how I roll.
I know how you roll. I like how you roll.
I think I'm gonna follow the trail, fall down the rabbit hole with this dream pop stuff.
I've slowly been getting a little more into it. The more you've talked about it and the more I've checked stuff out, the more I'm starting to really dig it.
I've noticed that a lot of what a lot of what's tagged as dream pop is also tagged as shoegaze. So I get a lot in looking at other stuff. I've gotten a lot of shoegaze type stuff. Some of it is okay, but I think a lot of it has been really kind of, I don't know how to put it. I don't want to say like old school shoegaze, but kind of, I would like to hear a shoegaze with that's not lo-fi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
A hi-fi shoegaze.
Because lo-fi can be a little off-putting to some people. I know I go back and forth on it quite a bit. Some people just really aren't into the lo-fi sound, especially these days.
Yeah. The noise shoegaze is, you have to be in a certain mood for that, Speaking of that, just to kind of go off on a tangent, this isn't going to be an artist that I'm particularly going to mention other than right now. Let me find them, though, because you might get a kick out of it.
Okay.
Let me get to my collection here on Bandcamp. It's a profile called Bullet for My Bloody Valentine.
Wait, what?
And they made an album called The Loveless Poison.
Oh my god.
Now, what they do...
That's so derivative. Oh my god.
Well, listen to what they do, because it says right here, tracks taken from My Bloody Valentine's Loveless and Bullet for My Valentine's The Poison, slowed down, the best bits cut out, and layered on top of each other to create some sort of drony noise album. And I listened to it, and it was interesting. You should check it out. Bullet for My Bloody Valentine.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, that
Makes
sounds
all
like a
the
hot
sense.
mess. That just sounds like a hot mess, but an awesome hot mess.
That's right. Everyone, go check out Them Are Us too. Support this next album coming up, and support any projects that these folks will have in the future. Please, they're very, very talented. Again, you can pre-order their album. It's called Amends on Bandcamp. You can go to the Deus Records website. You can go to their Bandcamp, SoundCloud. It's all over the place. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 4. Purple stars, because that's what we do here at Track Record. We hand out them perps.
Yeah, we do.
And that being said, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
There's a reason they call them lazy Sundays. There's nothing better than sitting around and enjoying the comforts of a good book. But what book should that be? Well, every Sunday, Eventide brings you The Bookseller, hosted by Jessica Gillen. Each week, Jessica breaks down a different book and tells you everything you need to know before cracking it open and getting lost in a whole new world. Tune in every Sunday for The Bookseller with Jessica Gillen, brought to you by Eventide Entertainment. You know, there's nothing quite as satisfying as a good conversation with intelligent company.
Join comedian Don Smith every week as he sits down and talks with comedians, actors, filmmakers, writers, and everyday schmoes. It's The Life with Don Smith, Wednesdays at noon on 106.9 FM, and now available on the Eventide Entertainment podcast feed every Friday on Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes.
If there's one thing that's true about wrestling fans, it's how much they like to talk about wrestling. Join Aaron Lopez and Ben Norsworthy for the Top Rope Wrestling Podcast.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Tune in every episode and be ringside as these two break down all of the big matches in the world of professional wrestling. Brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
Welcome back, everyone, to Track Record. It's Robert Yetter and Mike Shea. We're so happy you have decided to join us today. We're talking Soundcloud and Bandcamp. We're talking indie music, and it's. I think we're becoming heroes in the process. So
Yeah, we are.
stay tuned with it. I just got done talking about the song Greywater, an album called Amends, coming from the band Them Are Us Too, coming next month. Everyone pre-order that. It's really good. Go blow your minds. Mike Shea's got something to talk about. I'm guessing it's going to be dark.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, last week's album was a goth synth album. I've been on a kind of a goth, dark wave and goth rock kick lately. And in the process of doing so, I stumbled upon something at the last minute. I was going to talk about something else, but I found this, and it's actually you talked about it. We've been talking about dream pop the last few shows, it seems like. And what I found was something that was this strange. What I like about dream pop the most is it's similar to dubstep in that. Hold on.
Okay.
It's similar. It's similar in that it can be easily applied and fused to other genres. You can take elements of dubstep and work them into other genres of music, and with dream pop, I think you can do the same thing. I think it's a genre that you can easily blend into other genres and create a great fusion. Case in point, Them Are Us Too was this. You sitting here twirling his mustache.
I'm thinking.
Well, like Them Are Us Too. It was this kind of this blend of dream pop and shoegaze.
Yeah.
What I like about this one that I've got here, this is a band called Frayle, Frayle, and they're actually out of Cleveland, Ohio, which makes me feel happy.
Oh,
and they've
snizzle.
released their first EP called the White Witch EP.
I like it already.
Frayle is this strange blend of dream pop and doom metal.
Say what?
The vocal style, some of the songwriting, and some of the ambient noise in the songs are very much of dream pop, whereas the drums and the bass and the guitars and the lyricism are all very much that of like doom metal, very slow but heavy hitting. It just kind of envelopes you as you listen to it. And it blew me away when I heard this 4-track EP. Blew me away because nothing was sacrificed for the other. They could have easily sacrificed the music in favor of the vocals, or in favor of the ambient noise, or sacrificed those for guitars and bass and drums. But they did. They tried to find a way to make everything complement each other. The bass is very present, the drums are very present, the guitars are very present, and what's great about this is no element of any of these songs feels embellished or thrust upon you. Everything feels deliberate and naturally occurring. They didn't try to shoehorn anything in where, because there are some bands that'll try to do a fusion of two genres, and they'll try to, like, you'll get like something that's a fusion of metal and dubstep, and they'll try to work in the dubstep wubs anywhere they can, even where it doesn't make sense for them to be. The qualities of a good fusion are letting things fall where they realistically should fit, not trying to force something in over the other. And that's what I feel like this particular EP did really well, is everything feels like it has its place. The album itself is 4 tracks long. Comes in right around 20 minutes. And it's a slow burn, because it's doom metal, and doom metal itself tends to be kind of a slower moving
it's my
sound.
favorite.
Yeah. I love my fast, rapid fire kick drum metal as much as the next guy. But I absolutely reject the notion that speed equals heaviness.
Me too.
The two are completely unrelated. You can be fast and still be not heavy. You can be slow and still, like, if every hit of that drum punches you in the face, that's still a heavy song. The punches are just deliberate. It's like Rocky. In Rocky Balboa, he wasn't going for speed. He was just making sure that every hit he made did some serious damage. And that's the way doom metal is, and that's the way that I feel this EP does really well, is the doom metal elements are really good, and the kind of synthy dream pop elements are really good as well. I really enjoyed this one a lot. The name of the band is Frail again. The name of the EP is The White Witch. As you can imagine, there's a theme to the lyrics. They all deal with, dark magic, witchcraft, the magical side of astrology, things like that. Your monsters and demons.
Man.
Yeah, buddy. I heard this, and 2 things went through my mind. 1, Robert will love this. And 2, how can I turn this into a liquid and replace my blood with it? It is fantastic. I have not been this impressed by a 4-track EP probably since I was in college.
Wow. I'm noticing that their Bandcamp is pumping. Like, they got a fair amount of supporters, but they've got 4 followers on SoundCloud. On the Clue, man, we got to fix that.
Yeah, and that's kind of the nature of SoundCloud in general. That's where people go to upload their tracks to share them. That's not where people go to make connections. But their Instagram. By the way, I will say, if you're doing the Instagram thing, follow them on Instagram, because they don't just post a whole bunch of crappy selfies. They post, again, much like their music, their Instagram posts are very deliberate. There is a fantastic photo they have posted of Niagara Falls that has been touched up a little bit in Photoshop. They show off some of the equipment they use by placing it on a stone pedestal that looks very dark magic-y. The vocalist, I don't know what her name is. They're one of these bands. Gwen, her name's Gwen Strang. She definitely looks the part of a woman that would be fronting a band like this. And all the photos she takes of herself are either from the album art itself or are in theme with the music they're promoting. So again, everything about this band in general just feels deliberate and well planned and thought out. which again just really makes me like these guys even more. Like I said, they're based out of Cleveland, Ohio, so there's a shot in hell of me getting to check these guys out. And I really don't know what else I can say about this other than you just got to go experience it.
I'm looking here, and something interesting I've noticed. One of their songs is actually a cover song by the artist. I never knew how to say the name. Portishead. Are you familiar?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No,
the song
I'm not.
"Wandering Star."
Oh, is that a cover?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is, right there. I see it. I totally missed that. Okay. Well, hey,
That's got my interest peaked there too.
well, I will say, having listened to that song, I can tell you they did a really good job of covering it, but still making it sound like their own. Which, again, the mark of a good cover is to honor the original, but put your own spin on it.
That's right.
Don't just carbon copy the song, and don't make the song so indiscernible from the original that nobody would know what it is. I have this conversation a couple times a month with different friends of mine over like good quality covers and bad quality covers, and we rank them because that's just the kind of conversations I like to have. Well, then this definitely goes into like a top tier cover for me because, like I said, and now granted, I'm not familiar with Portishead, so I never would have known one way or another, but people who are fans might actually recognize it and be a better judge of it than I am. But as somebody who's going into it blind, I can just say that it really did sound like an original song, which may be a good or bad thing. I haven't heard the original, but even that one aside, the 3 original tracks that are on here are just fantastic. They're 4 to 5 minutes in length, maybe 5.5, which is a good length for a doom metal song. I think 5.5 minutes is kind of the happy medium for just about any metal song, really. Anything more than that, and you better be really impressing me with something.
Yeah.
And the reason it's so shocking to me that I'm even talking about this is typically on Bandcamp, I avoid metal altogether. And everybody knows I'm a big metalhead, but the problem I have with the metal section on Bandcamp is every metal band on Bandcamp tags themselves in every subgenre. So no matter what subgenre you go to, you're still seeing the same bands in every subgenre.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, thrash metal and doom metal sound 100% different.
Yes. They
So
do.
when I click on thrash metal and I'm still hearing doom metal, I have a problem with that. Learn your subgenres, guys. That's all I'm saying. Learn your subgenres. So it's great for me when I go into a subgenre and I find something that fits it and is good.
Yep.
Because if I go into the thrash category and your band is not thrash, I don't care how good it sounds. I'm not listening to your album. Because if you can't take the time to properly label your shit and you're just throwing labels out the window to try and kind of blanket everything, that's going to turn me off, because that means you don't have a lot of faith in your music. That you feel the need to cast this wide net and hope something sticks, rather than let the music speak for itself. So kudos to Frail for having the wherewithal to do that. The EP was released in April of this year. It's $4 on Bandcamp. That's $4 so well spent. I wish I had given them, I usually just give them the minimum when I buy the stuff because I don't know always, because I get a lot of this on the Bandcamp app, so I don't always have access to all of it right away. I wish I had given them more than $4 for this. I really do. I might buy it for you, Robert, and spend more than $4.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome,
Give
buddy.
me your credit card number.
Yeah, that's not happening. This is just, it's a great album to check out. Again, it's called the White Witch EP. It's by the band Frail, F-A-R-A or F-R-A-Y-L-E. And I like the album cover because, again, they utilized still life photography and self-portraits for their album art, which I appreciate. I like when bands do that and it looks good. New Haunts did the same thing, the album we talked about last week. So Again, I like this one a lot. This is one that I really think, Robert, you yourself are going to enjoy a whole lot. Anybody who likes pop music or metal music, I think will get a kick out of this. So definitely go check it out. 4 out of 4 purple stars for me for this one. And also, again, just a side note, is they do what we like to do, and they took the time to make their Bandcamp page look uniform, like one big starry sky, and they did all their pixel measurements right, so it looks like one solid image instead of like images pieced together. So
That's
kudos
right,
to them
baby.
on that as well. They did a good job. So, and yeah, these guys are getting crazy amounts of support and love from other Bandcamp users. So go check these guys out before they blow the fuck up, because they're going to blow the fuck up.
Big time.
Yeah, man, that's what I got. I've seen you clicking around. Have you been checking this out while I've been talking?
Yep. I'm going to hit play very soon.
Good, man. I think you're going to enjoy this one a lot.
I think I will too. My interests are piqued. I mean, they mentioned Sleep, Portishead, and Bjork in the same, and Sabbath in the same description. So I'm interested.
Well, and the first line says heavy, low, and witchy, and that describes this
Yeah.
so perfectly. It's just,
I mean, and you know
Man.
how I am with the occult stuff.
yeah. We love our magic and occult references, and that was another thing that I really got a kick out of, is because yes, it deals with occult stuff, but it's not cheesy. It's not
Yeah.
like a white bread interpretation of what a cult is. This is like someone who probably knows their shit when it comes to occult stuff. So these were lyrics written by somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about.
Damn right.
So yeah, and like I said, this I have they didn't have the album on SoundCloud, but they had all 4 tracks up. So I have reposted all 4 tracks on the sound there onto our SoundCloud. Again, go to soundcloud.com/eventideent and check these guys out. Can't recommend it enough. Frail, the White Witch EP.
Very good.
And we will have links to both of these albums in the description of this episode, so you guys can go straight to the store and pick them up yourself and get them loaded up and enjoy them as you should.
As you should.
All right, man. I'm loving these Bandcamp picks. I really am.
This is the show now, man. This is what we
This
do.
is the show now. And I think it will be 100 times better for it.
I think so. It feels better.
It does. I feel more passionate about the stuff we're talking about. Like, I love the stuff we've talked about in the past, but getting to really discover something for the first time and get excited about it, it's good shit.
That's right.
We are still going to do our best of the previous month, though. I will say that's still coming,
Yep.
because those are fun, and so a lot of times those come from Bandcamp anyway. So,
Yep.
especially Robert's picks. So
You know how I roll.
I know how you roll.
I feel a tingle in my prison wallet.
Do you?
Definitely.
It's a great movie. I loved it so much. Go see Deadpool 2, kids. If you haven't seen it yet, go see Deadpool 2.
Everyone. It's for all ages. It's a family movie.
It's a family movie. It definitely is a family movie.
That's right.
All right, man. Robert, I think we got a show, my friend.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Can't wait for the next one. Which
Me
I think
too.
our next one will be. No, we got one more. We got one more show in this month, and then it'll be the best of May, first week in June. So next week
We're going to do an off the record.
We're going to
Or
try
we
to
may
do an
not
off
do
the
an
record for next week. It's traveling is about to happen.
Yeah.
We're going to try to do an off the record for next Wednesday. It may not happen. We'll try. We will try our damnedest, and we apologize in advance if we can't make it happen.
I mean, it's just talking, so who would we
Yeah,
be
but
if we don't make it happen?
I know, but the trick is finding the time.
Yeah, true.
That's really the only thing is just finding the hour or two to sit down and shoot the shit. But
Understood.
We'll try.
Fine, we'll try. I tried, people. I
try.
tried.
We'll try. Because it's all his fault.
Whatever, man.
Whatever.
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 All right, guys, go check out Them Are Us Too and Frail. Buy the music, support the bands. Check out our stuff at eventideent.com. Takes you straight to our Bandcamp, where you can find links to all the music we have, as well as the podcast network and the Raven Clocks, or the Ravens Hour, which is the poetry and literary art page that we have. We'll have new stuff coming to that here soon. And
You
all that
always
goodness.
mix that up with my...
With your, yeah, I know, every time.
See,
Well,
now
you know,
people
Robert-
know the name of my next single. It's supposed to be a
can-
surprise.
You can edit that out. They both have the word Raven in them, Robert. It's not my fault.
Whatever, man. Start it over. Start with
Start
the
it over.
Raven Hour.
Okay. You can also check out the Raven Hour, which is our poetry and literary art webpage we have. We'll have new stuff coming to that here soon in the coming months.
That's
You
right.
can get access to our merch store and all the stuff right there in one easy-to-find page. And
We're so
don't forget
artsy.
to... We're so artsy. Don't forget to pre-order the soundtrack to my short film Monarch, which is up there now, $3. And you get all kinds of artistic downloads with that. And the movie will be available June 1st as well, as soon as I can figure out a way to get it hosted online. Because I'm trying to avoid YouTube.
YouTube is the devil.
Yeah, and you got to pay for Vimeo, so we'll see. We'll figure something out.
All right.
It might just go to YouTube. All right, anyway, I said we have a show.
Yes, you did.
I'm going to say it again. We have a show.
It's too much for my... there's limited space in my underwear, man. Come on.
All right, folks. We will be back next week, hopefully. Make sure you guys check out all the other shows we have here on Eventide Podcast Network. And I'm
We love
rambling.
you.
So we love you all so much.
That's how we should end it.
I'm going to
It's that
stop
we
now.
love you. And
We love you for who you are. And accept your musical taste. We want to make your musical taste better. That's why we do the show.
yeah. Except if you like Taylor Swift, that's still cool in my book.
I guess.
Because everyone likes Taylor Swift.
Love is a strong word.
You're so wrong about her, man.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I'm going to make you see it.
Okay. Yeah, you and my friend Karina can gang up on me and try all you want.
We will. I'm going to slap you across the face with a heaping sack of truth, my friend. A ball
Did you
sack
see
of
the
truth.
shirt? Did you see the shirt that Deadpool was wearing in Deadpool 2?
When?
When he's laying down on the couch in the X Mansion?
I didn't notice it. There was
It's
too
a
many
Taylor
fucking
S-
details in that.
It's a Taylor Swift shirt. It's got her 2 cats on it.
Oh, really?
I didn't notice it until my friend Karina noticed it because she's like, I guess she was selling these shirts for a while that had pictures of her cats on them. And
Yeah.
had like some lyrics or something on it. And that's the shirt that he's wearing when he's in the X Mansion hanging out with Colossus.
Good. Got to support the Swift, man.
All right, let's get out of here so we can talk about Deadpool 2.
All right, bye, friends.
Bye, people.